Today we're talking about breaking the norm of 9 to 5 together with the magician Arkadia. Hi, and welcome to this channel where we are serious about play and games. I'm John, and in this channel we try to dive deeply into creative thoughts. And today I'm here with Arkadia, magician.
Yeah.
Is that what you're doing?
I think so.
But you have a background in a more traditional job. You were a teacher at one time, right?
Yes, I was. I started with magic and performance when I was 14. But no one ever told me that could be a job. But that's kind of...
But obviously that can be a job.
Yeah,
and that's what we're going to talk about here today. Because you have really broken out of this 9 to 5 norm. There's a lot of people that's going to tell you that the only way to work is to start at 9 in the morning and end at 5 in the evening. And probably sit at an office or something like that. But there are so many other ways of working.
Yes.
And I think a lot of creative people needs to break out of that norm in one way or another.
Yeah, I think so as well. And I think that if you need to break or not. At least I know that since I was a little kid, I've always feared Sundays, actually. I hated Sundays because I knew that this is the beginning of the end of the weekend. So I remember sitting in the chair, in a specific chair in my parents' home, of course, because I lived there when I was a kid.
As people do.
As people do, yeah, you know. Anyway, so I sat in that chair and contemplated the fact that tomorrow the boring part of my life starts over again. And I hated that. Every Sunday morning I felt that feeling. And I decided, it wasn't gnawing on me like, and it's been there throughout my life until about maybe 10 years ago when I decided to skip it all. And since that day, I hadn't had a bad Sunday. You know, I've had wonderful Sundays because I am looking forward to the Monday. I'm looking forward to be able to start working and not having this 9 to 5 or whatever you want to call it. Not that there's something bad with it, but I never liked it.
But who told you can do something different?
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think that anyone told me, actually. That was like one of the problems, that in school you're encouraged to take on a higher education. I was pretty good at just talking, so people thought that I should be a teacher. And I was like, yeah, sure, I can do that. And I'm pretty good at teaching. But I'm very bad at structuring things and doing all that which really teaching is also all about. So I never really liked it. I did take the years at the university. So I am, what's it called? A master, yeah?
You have a master's degree in
in social science.
In social science.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the didactics and all that. So I used that for a couple of years, but during these years I also performed. I performed and I started a company, and that grew and grew and grew, and that I really loved to do. Yeah. So I think that there was no one who said you could do this for a living. It's more like I realized that, hey, I'd rather do this for a living. Yeah. But it's not like anyone has ever given me anything. My parents and my brother has given me a lot of support, that I can say, but no one has ever said this is what you should do, which is okay, I think. People shouldn't say so much about what others should do, and that was probably the problem, that people told me what I should do.
But what is the feeling when you decided to say, no, I'm not going to do this everyday job with a secure income, I'm going to do this other thing instead?
Well, it was a feeling of, it was like a long process, of course. So I worked less and less hours as a teacher and more hours as a performer. And at one point I told myself that I will do one more year as a teacher, and all the money that I make as a magician, I will save up so I can live on that. So if I don't get a single gig, I can still live on that money. And because I still have a daughter and demands responsibility, right? But I didn't manage to do that year. I think I did 40% or 35% at a school, and it was too much. I couldn't take it. So at the end of that semester, I decided to just quit. So I finished all the courses that I had. I sat the last grades on them, and then I'm out of here. And that night I burnt all the documents, all my planning that I had done, all my structures, everything, all my lessons, everything. I just burnt it in a ritual pyre. And I listened to I Am the God of Hellfire.
I am the God of Hellfire, and I bring you.
That was great. Anyway, so that I did. But the funny thing is that a lot of people, when I said that this is what I've done, I've decided to go all in, I'm going to be a professional magician, this is what I'm going to do. Almost everyone said things like, oh, that's going to be tough. Yeah. Or can you really live on that? And it's the same people who tell their kids that you can become anything if you want to. The same people say that to their kids day out and day in. But then when someone's doing it, the first thing that comes in their mind is, that's going to be tough. How are you going to support your daughter? How are you going to... All this guilt and all this comes to... And I find that very, very annoying and irritating and provoking, I think.
Yeah.
So I've had like my mission in life. I have this lecture that I do at some points about this, that you can break the hamster wheel. You don't have to follow the rules. You can do something else. Join a cult.
And you've been doing this towards quite young people.
I designed it for 15, 16, 17, 18-year-olds. The first name of the lecture was Nobody Cares Anyway, so you can do it. And it was quite a funny title. Now I think I call it Truth from a Liar. But anyway, I started out doing that, and after doing it a couple of times, I have done it for entrepreneurs. I've done it for youths. I've done it for old people. I've done it for a lot of different. But the aim was absolutely, people who are 15, 16, 17. So it was like a combination of a feel-good lecture with some entrepreneur ideas in it, and I think that the basic structure of what I said was that everyone just thinks about what they could or couldn't do, and everyone is so focused on what they could or couldn't do. They're thinking of what do Jon think about me doing this? What does Lisa think about me doing this? But the truth is that Jon and Lisa aren't thinking about what you're doing. They're thinking about what others are going to think about their choices. So that means that you have absolutely nothing to lose to just do your thing, because nobody cares anyway. So if you just do whatever you want and see what happens, there's at least not any shame or anything. It's just do it, see what happens. And I think that is an important lesson for kids to hear.
So if you're thinking about it, just do it.
And don't listen to people.
If you like this, there's another video. Again, I'm gonna put it over on your face. So please go watch that one, or also consider subscribing. I'm gonna put that, I guess I put it over my face.
Is it still there?
I don't know. So thanks for watching, and see you around.